August 15, 1977, a quiet night at the Big Ear Radio Telescope in Ohio. For 24 years, this marvel of ingenuity, initially designed to map the cosmos, patiently listened for whispers from beyond, engaged in the longest continuous SETI search in history. Imagine the dedication of those volunteer astronomers, poring over reams of computer printouts, searching for anything out of the ordinary. Then, a few days later, a volunteer named Jerry Emmon sees it. A sequence of alphanumeric characters on the printout, jumping off the page. 6EQUJ5, not a coded message from an alien civilization, as some might think, but a representation of signal intensity. And next to it, scrawled in red pen, a single, emphatic word: wow.
Hello, Curious Clan. Welcome, or welcome back. Let's get in.
What was it about this signal that elicited such an emotional, spontaneous reaction from a seasoned astronomer? What did Jerry Emmon see in that jumble of letters and numbers that made him exclaim in wonder? The wow signal lasted exactly 72 seconds. This wasn't a coincidence. It was precisely the duration a steady, distant radio source would remain in the Big Ear's narrow observation window as the Earth rotated. It appeared to come from the constellation Sagittarius, northwest of the globular cluster M55, but what truly set it apart was its frequency, very close to 1420.406 MHz, the precise frequency of the 21cm hydrogen line. Why is the hydrogen line so significant in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence? Imagine trying to shout across a vast, empty canyon to someone you've never met. What frequency would you choose to make your voice heard? A frequency that anyone, anywhere, might instinctively listen for. Beyond its frequency, the signal had other remarkable characteristics. It was incredibly narrowband, less than 10 kHz wide. Natural astrophysical emissions typically spread their energy across a wide spectrum, but engineered transmissions, like those we create, concentrate energy into narrow bands for efficiency. And its intensity was astonishing, peaking at 30 times the background noise. This wasn't just a faint whisper, it was a powerful shout. So we have a signal that is precisely timed, comes from a specific direction, broadcasts on a universally recognized cosmic calling frequency, is intensely powerful and tightly focused. Doesn't that sound like a deliberate, intelligent transmission? What else could it be? Despite its compelling nature, the wow signal has never been detected again. Not by Jerry Emmon, not by the Big Ear in its remaining years of operation, and not by any of the more advanced telescopes that have searched the same patch of sky in the decades since. The meta-array, the Very Large Array, Breakthrough Listen, all have come up empty. This lack of reproducibility is the central, unresolvable problem that defines its mystery. If it was truly an alien message, why did they only send it once? Or did we just happen to catch a fleeting glimpse of something truly extraordinary? Scientists, ever diligent, have proposed natural explanations. One early idea suggested it came from hydrogen clouds accompanying passing comets. Comets do outgas hydrogen, and hydrogen emits at 1420 MHz. The transient nature could be explained by the comet moving out of view. But this hypothesis faced significant skepticism. Comets don't move fast enough to appear and disappear within 72 seconds, and some analyses showed the proposed comets weren't even in the Big Ear's field of view at the time. So if it wasn't comets, what other natural phenomena could mimic such a precise, powerful, and narrowband signal? A more recent and increasingly favored hypothesis, proposed by Abel Mendez and his team, suggests the wow signal was caused by a sudden, intense brightening of a cold neutral hydrogen cloud in interstellar space. This powerful amplification, known as a maser flare, could be triggered by a transient, strong radiation source like a flare from a magnetar, a type of neutron star with incredibly strong magnetic fields. The intriguing part, magnetars weren't even theorized until 1992, well after the wow signal was detected. This highlights a fundamental principle of scientific progress. our understanding of the universe is constantly evolving. What seems inexplicable today might have a plausible natural explanation tomorrow, simply because we've learned more. The magnetar-hydrogen maser hypothesis accounts for the signal's narrowband nature, its extraordinary intensity, and its precise 72-second duration. The non-recurrence is explained by the extreme rarity of such a specific alignment between a magnetar, a hydrogen cloud, and Earth, combined with the transient nature of the magnetar flare itself. But even this plausible explanation isn't definitively proven. It requires extremely delicate and specific physical conditions that we haven't directly observed at this frequency and intensity. Magnetar emissions are typically erratic and broadband, not perfectly aligned with the WOW signal without a very specific maser mechanism. So, does the magnetar-hydrogen maser hypothesis finally solve the WOW signal mystery, or does it simply replace one profound question with another? The WOW signal remains one of the most compelling and enduring mysteries in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It's a founding myth for the SETI community, a testament to the allure of the unknown. It inspires us to keep listening, to keep searching. Modern SETI initiatives have learned from the Big Ear's limitations. If a WOW-like signal were detected today, with real-time analysis and steerable telescopes, we could immediately repoint and investigate, dramatically increasing the chances of redetection or definitive characterization. Perhaps one day we will hear it again, or perhaps the true WOW will be understanding a natural phenomenon so rare and powerful it could mimic an alien call. What do you think the WOW signal truly was? I hope you enjoyed this. Spread the curiosity, like, hype, share, subscribe, stay curious. Curious Clan.